today I am 28 weeks pregnant and I wanted to do a pregnancy update. I wanted to just kind of go through my pregnancy and how I got to where I am now, and then I just wanted to answer some questions about how I'm feeling and what's been happening. So I found out that I was pregnant October 17th. I was about 6 weeks or so. It was super exciting and we weren't expecting it and we had a lot going on, but it was awesome. So from there I just kind of made doctor's appointments, figured out what to do, and then we went and got an ultrasound and we got to see our baby and we got to see its heart beating, and it was so sweet and we just couldn't believe it. Alex and I, when we saw the heart beating on the camera, we couldn't even look at each other. We both just stared at the screen because I knew if I looked at Alex that I would like start crying. My eyes are already like on the verge of watering and I was like, I don't want to cry right now. So yeah, that was super exciting. And then basically I just had to get through the first trimester. I was super lucky and I didn't get nauseous and I didn't have very many symptoms. I basically would just get super tired. And so I just rested a lot and laid in bed in the afternoon, and I'm super fortunate to have a job where I can work on the computer and work from wherever I want, so it made it a lot easier to be able to handle that, but also it just wasn't that bad for me anyways. So then we got out of the first trimester and the second trimester started in December, and I wrote down that I randomly would have days where I just didn't feel the greatest and it was a little bit moody, and that started too then. I actually have been super easygoing and not very moody, and I just have little outbursts once in a while of moodiness. But that started in the second trimester. But other than that, in the second trimester, I really didn't have that many symptoms. I could barely tell I was pregnant, honestly. And then around 20 weeks or so, my stomach started getting a little bit bigger and I could start feeling him move more and everything, so I actually felt like I was pregnant at that point. Before then I didn't have very many symptoms and I kind of forgot that I was pregnant sometimes. I mean, I didn't forget because I'm super excited and this is my first baby, my first pregnancy. So in December and January we were gone, we were in Florida, we were traveling around the States and just having some adventures, and I was feeling really good throughout the whole thing. And then at the end of January we came back from all of our trips, and on February 1st I was just 21 weeks and 1 day, and that's the day we had our anatomy ultrasound and we get to find out the gender of the baby. We wanted to find out sooner, but we were gone in Florida and all that stuff. Unfortunately, we couldn't. So we had to wait, but it was worth it, and we found out that it was a boy, and it was super exciting. Everybody thought it was a girl. Alex for sure thought it was a girl. I kind of had a hunch that it could have been a boy, so I went boy before we officially found out. And it was surprisingly correct. There were only a few people that guessed boy. So that was super awesome. And then after that we have been staying in Wisconsin and my belly's just been getting bigger and I've been feeling him move so much more. I don't have too many symptoms. Sometimes my back hurts and it just depends. There's different reasons for it. So if I'm walking around a ton and out and about, my lower back starts to hurt if I'm out for a long time. If I'm sitting in something that it doesn't support my lower back, then my upper back starts to hurt. So I know how to handle those though, and then I know just how to sit to get them to feel better. So that's just one thing that has been happening lately. Other than that, I don't really have any symptoms. I don't have heartburn, I don't get headaches. Yeah, pretty easy for going for me so far. I do attribute that to eating a plant-based diet. I do keep kind of active. I do some yoga stretching and I try to walk as much as I can, and now it's starting to get a little bit warmer so we can actually go walking more and stuff, but it's definitely getting harder because the belly's getting bigger and some days it's a little more uncomfortable than others. Oh, that's another thing. While I'm sleeping, I don't really have any issues, except for every time that I have to roll over, I pretty much wake up, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's like, it's a really easy wake up where you just kind of like fall back asleep. I also have to go to the bathroom like once every night for sure, but once in a while 2 times. Most of the time it's just 1. So now today is March 21st, 2019, and I'm 28 weeks pregnant, which brings me to my 7th month of pregnancy and my 3rd trimester, and I just can't even believe that I'm in the last trimester, and it literally I have 12 weeks to go till the due date. Sometimes you don't make it till the due date, sometimes you make it past the due date, so we'll see what happens. I'm just super anxious to meet him, and I'm just having so much fun getting all of his stuff ready and buying stuff for him. And my baby shower is going to be at the end of April, so I have like a month to wait yet, and I didn't want it to be that long, but there were some people that were out of state and couldn't come until then, and I'll be about 33 weeks pregnant at that time, I think. But I'm just like so excited and kind of like in nesting mode, and I just want to get everything ready, and I just want it to be here basically. We've taken a few different kinds of baby classes at our birth center we go to. They had some classes. One was on healthy pregnancy, one was on labor and delivery, and one was on postpartum care. So that was good, and I've also been reading a lot of books, trying to learn as much as I can. Last night we also just went to this class that was on stretching and massage techniques, so that was really fun, and it's things Alex can do to help me and to make my body feel better. And then they said they're also going to be doing one for massage techniques for the baby, which I think would be really helpful for when he's actually here. We do have a name for the baby, but we're not announcing it on social media and stuff like that. If you catch me in person, I might tell you if you ask. But yeah, we have the name picked out. The middle name will be Alexander. In Alex's family, how it's worked is the first son normally has the dad's name, which we didn't have to do, but we just kind of like wanted to do that, and it sounded really good with the name, and so that is the middle name, but I'm gonna still hold off on the first name. Some things that I've really been liking and been doing during this pregnancy, I got this book, and it's called The Belly Book, and it's super cute. It just, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. I have noticed that for some reason in between the second and the third trimester, the second trimester ends at like 24 weeks and the third starts at 25, which it's actually like 28 weeks is the start of the third. So I don't really know why that's like that, but this book has been super fun, and it has a lot of different questions, and then it has belly week 8, and I've been trying to fill it out, and I've been doing a good job. It has room for pictures up above, so, and some of them have some Polaroids of what we've been doing, and then some of them I'm gonna have to print pictures off and stick them in there, which I'm plan on doing before he comes. This one's exciting, week 21, and this is it's a boy ultrasound picture and a little picture of our reveal. So this book has been really fun, and I've been really enjoying doing it. I've never been a journaler or anybody to write anything down really, but I wish that I had one of these from when I was little. My mom wrote like maybe 2 things in a book for me, and then it had like my hospital bracelet and like one other thing in it. So I just really wanted to do this, and I thought it would be really special to have in the future. Another thing that is just like a fun little thing is I have this Daily Soul Sessions book, and it basically just has like little like sayings in it, and this is not necessary at all, but I just thought it was kind of fun. So I'll read you today. So third trimester, week 28 to week 40 and beyond. It says, third trimester, oh my gosh, how did this happen? Congratulations, mama. And then it has a quote, and it says, remember how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. You are not where you want to be, but neither are you where you used to be. Anonymous. Ain't that the truth? So it has things like that, and then it also has like little things about meditating and quotes and just little fun things to read throughout your pregnancy. I also have been reading a bunch of other parenting books. I read a hypnobirthing book because I'm going to the birth center and I plan on having a natural birth, and hopefully I can use the water in the tub, and I kind of plan on giving birth in the tub, but you never know, like maybe I'll get out of it, or I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel at all because I've never had a baby. But I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting, and I'll be excited to see. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and you can ask anybody that knows me really well that has seen me in pain. I kind of just smile through it and I just get through it. So I know that this will probably be the worst pain that I ever go through, but I'm hoping to have a positive mindset, and I think that's the biggest thing throughout the pregnancy and the labor is to just not be fearful and believe that your body was made to do this, and to not be scared because you can do this. And you have to have a positive mindset and believe that it's going to happen the way that you want it to happen, because it's more likely to then. It's kind of like manifesting, and I definitely do believe in manifesting and manifesting the things you want in your dreams. One thing I've been super excited about, we don't have like a nursery and stuff like that necessarily. We do, in our trailer, we do have our bedroom, and then on the other side we have these 2 bunk beds, and I plan on taking the top bunk bed out, hopefully putting some storage up there, and then making the bottom bunk bed like his little area, and to have some of his stuff, and when he gets bigger he'll sleep in there. At first he'll sleep by us in the bassinet, we have a Stungle Me Organic and some stuff like that that I already have, but I'm going to be getting it for the baby shower. But I've been obsessed with baby clothes and baby things, and it's really hard not to just buy a ton of it and to not buy it before the baby shower. But also, like, if I see things that I really like and they're on sale and they're good deals, I do kind of want to go ahead and get it, because I do have a little bit of a different style than some people around here. One thing that I got recently is this cute little romper. It's like a little bubble romper, and look at the little legs. And this is in 0 to 3 month, I believe, but it looks like it might fit him maybe a little bit longer than that. But this is like such nice material. It's from Meebie Baby, M-E-B-I-E, but I love this. And another thing, 2 other things that I just got in the mail. They're the same thing, but they're just different colors. These little ribbed leggings. I'm so excited to put him in these. So those are just like a couple of the things I've got, but I definitely have more things than that. Alex, for Christmas, got a Patagonia gift card, and he loves Patagonia. He wears Patagonia all the time. I love it too, and I just don't have as much as him. But he wanted to use part of his gift card to get some baby things. So he got this cute little baby bear fuzzy jacket and a little hat, and they're super sweet. So I'm so excited to see him in those, and I literally like can't believe that he's gonna be here in like 3 months or less. 2 to 3 months, like that's just insane. And I can't even picture. This is another thing. We can't picture what he's gonna look like at all, because I have really blonde features, blonde hair, blue eyes, light features. Alex is olive skin, he has dark hair, dark features, and in his family, that runs in his family, and it's generally the dominant gene, especially for the first child born. So I'm really curious if he's gonna have like dark hair, if he's gonna be blonde, because Alex's dad and their family actually are more blonde, and he has like dark blonde hair and his family has blonde hair. So I'm very curious to see if the blondness will take over, or if it'll be the darkness will take over, or if it'll just be a mix of both. But either way, it is possible that that baby will have some longer hair, and we'll let it grow out for a little bit to see how it looks, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. So now I just want to answer a few questions I found on this pregnancy video about the pregnancy, so I didn't really miss anything. But this basically says, how far along are you? And I'm at 28 weeks. It says total weight gain, and I think I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I think I've gained around 20 pounds or a little bit over that, which is really good, and I'm hoping not to gain too much more. But basically anything I've gained has just been right in my stomach, which is crazy to think about because everywhere else I look pretty much exactly the same. Maternity clothes, I do have some maternity clothes, but a lot of clothes still fit me. I never really liked things super tight on me anyway. Like these clothes that I'm wearing are not maternity clothes, but they happen to work really well for the bump. But my bump is getting bigger, so less shirts. So some shirts are starting to get short and not fit me, but I do have a lot of other clothes that still fit me. It says stretch marks. I don't have any stretch marks so far that aren't ones like that I've had before. How are you sleeping? Very well. I sleep very well, except for when I have to toss and turn over and I wake up. It says best moment this week, and I don't know. I don't really know the best moment this week. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday and everything's looking so good. Also, he is head down already and his back is over here, and then his head is down here and his legs are like in here and his arms are here. So he is in the right position and he has been for the last couple weeks, so hopefully he doesn't move. Another thing is that he moves all the time. He's like a super active baby. The whole time since he started like actually moving, he has just moved a lot. So that'll be interesting to see as he gets bigger and he runs out of more space, because I feel him move all at different times of the day, like all the time. It says food cravings. Throughout the whole pregnancy, I haven't really had much for food cravings necessarily. At the beginning, I had a few food aversions and I could only eat like certain things. But once the second trimester came, that pretty much went away, and I can eat like anything now. But recently I went through a little phase where like sweets and stuff like that just sounded really good, and it was Alex's birthday, and so we kind of went a little bit overboard. We do eat pretty healthy though, I would say, comparing to most people, to be honest, because we eat a plant-based diet and we don't eat oil unless we like go out somewhere. We don't eat salt really unless we go out somewhere. A lot of stuff like that. We don't eat very much sweets at home. So we went a little bit crazy for Alex's birthday, but it wasn't too bad. It says anything making you queasy or sick, and not really. I never really got that. There's maybe one time where I felt a little bit nauseous, and it's probably just because I wasn't drinking water or something, but normally if I'm not feeling the best, I can just drink some water and I'll start feeling a lot better. So it could just be that I'm a little bit dehydrated, even though I still drink so much water and I still feel like I need to drink more water. It says labor signs. This is something really interesting. A lot of people can have contractions starting like in their early 20s of weeks, and I have never even really felt contractions that I would know are contractions. I went to the midwife a couple weeks ago, and she put her hand on my stomach. She's like, "Oh, you're having a contraction right now." And I was like, "Really?" And she's like, "You don't feel it?" And I'm like, "No." I literally didn't feel it at all. So she's like, "That's good." So I'm hoping that helps me in labor and stuff, and that I won't feel the small ones quite as much and stuff. But my stomach recently has been tightening more, and I've been feeling him, like when he moves, I've been feeling more like him pushing against me more, rather than kind of just like swooshing around in there. So that's pretty exciting. It says belly button in or out. Mine is still an innie. I have always had a super innie belly button, and it's still like pretty innie. So I'm wondering if it'll ever go out. My midwife was like, "I don't know, by now if your belly button hasn't gone out, it might not." So that's kind of interesting. Most people's belly buttons that I see go out, so we'll have to wait and see. It says wedding rings on or off. Mine are on. My fingers feel no different. I don't really have water retention or swelling or anything, so hopefully we can keep that going. It says happy or moody most of the time. Most of the time I'm pretty happy and normal. Sometimes I get moody just if I'm not feeling that well or something, but most of the time I feel pretty good. It says, what are you looking forward to? I'm looking forward to everything, and I can't believe that it's the last trimester, 28 weeks, and now the really extra exciting stuff's gonna happen. My belly's gonna get as big as it will. It's gonna get so much bigger. I feel like my belly is like bigger, but it doesn't look like huge. So I'm really interested to see how big it'll get. My baby shower will be coming up, and I'll finish getting the rest of the stuff for the baby, and we'll make some of his spaces and just prepare everything, and then he'll be here before we know it. So now I'm just gonna insert a little belly shot. It is a lot bigger than it used to be, and it's crazy to look at pictures from when I was like 11 weeks pregnant or whatever, and I like wasn't showing like at all, and then comparing it to now and I'm like, holy crap, it has grown so much, even though it doesn't really seem that much bigger. But yeah, this is my 28-week belly. So I hope you liked my pregnancy update video, and I'm excited to make more. I'm not going to do this every week, but I will do it every few weeks probably now, because I do think some things are going to be changing. Another thing that I want to talk about is that I just had my gestational diabetes test yesterday, and so I don't know the results of that yet. But also I found out that I am an A negative blood type, and negative blood types, they generally recommend getting the RhoGAM shot. So I just got that yesterday. We did do some research on it and stuff, and we do have a plan for after birth to test us and stuff before we actually get it again. I'm definitely not a person that is against recommended things, but I also don't want to be putting things in my body that aren't necessary at all. But also going to the birth center and going to the midwife helps out a lot with that, and not having to do some of that stuff that isn't completely necessary. I very highly encourage you to do some research on birth centers, midwives. Even if you're at a hospital, there's midwives at hospitals, and I really highly encourage looking into the midwife and probably going with a midwife, even if you do a hospital birth. So please do your research if you are pregnant or just found out you were pregnant. I could definitely talk more about that too, and what decisions we had to make and everything that involved the birth center and how we're doing things. So I hope you liked this video, and I'm excited to make more. Sorry if I'm like rambly and rusty at talking. I am not used to making videos right now. So hopefully I can get more comfortable again and plan them out a little bit more. I didn't really have this one planned out that much, and I definitely want to make notes for the future. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!